This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp.
With that said, I have some network specific question with the Kubernetes and the pod. So the situation we have currently, we have actually five pods, the 1 to 5, and the 3 nodes, 1 to 3 ABC. I want to deploy pod 1 to the node 1 and pod 2 to the node 2, and the pod 3 to the node 3. So, and I do not want the pod D and E to be deployed until node D and E become available, because I want the 3 node now. How can I achieve that? I have a 5 pod, 3 nodes. I want to actually map them, and I do not want D and E do anything because the node is not ready. I want the 3 nodes. So can you please walk me through how you want to accomplish this?
Yeah, so we basically have multiple ways to do this. So first of all, with the if you go with the very normal scenario, the first thing we can do is we can use the node labels. Okay, so what we have in Kubernetes, we can actually label the nodes. Okay, and then during deploying the pod, we basically have a field called node selector. Okay, so with that node selector, you can actually select a specific tag for a node. Let's say node 1 will be tagged as node 1, node 2 will be tagged as node 2, and node 3 will be node 3. So if we just specify that node selector in our deployment specification, okay, let's say service 1, whenever we deploy the service 1, on that specific deployment file or configuration, we specify node selector as node 1. Okay, so even if we have other nodes available at the moment, it will always go for the node 1 because I specified the node selector. Okay, so as we need to do the same for the other 2 nodes, and since the D and E actually don't have any nodes yet, because the node selector won't match to any current node because it will be node 4, right? We don't have the node 4 right now. So yeah, D and E will be like waiting for the node to be alive, and then as soon as the node is alive, Kubernetes will automatically deploy them if the node selector actually matches. So this is how you can achieve the issue. And then the other way I can think of is using the Kubernetes taints and tolerance. Okay, so we can also like have taints and tolerance like infused into our nodes and pods. So for example, we can actually add a certain taint to all of our nodes. So taints are like node selectors, but it's a bit more like restrictive, or you can actually filter out a lot of things with this. So if you're using Kubernetes taints and tolerance, you specify a specific taint to a specific node. You use different taints for different nodes, and then you need to add tolerations to your pods. Okay, so if you use the taints and tolerations, only if the taints and toleration tags are actually matched for both node and pod, they will be deployed to that specific node. Okay, so this is another way I can think of you can actually achieve this. So to summarize, you can use the taints and tolerations, and then the second way is the node selector. Okay, we can pretty much solve it with both the ways.
Thank you.